Daniel understood that the Bible has significance in a present-day reality. Here's what that means. In other words, Daniel regarded the Word of God as being applicable to his everyday circumstances, to his everyday life, to his everyday situation. And here's my question. Do you? Do you see the Bible that way? Do you regard the Bible that way? See, because so often when we read the Bible, we regard it like it's a story. We'll read the Bible like it's a historical record. It's just, we kind of read it like a history book. Or we'll read it maybe like, Pinterest. We treat it that way. We're like, oh, that's kind of cool. I could do that. That's a nifty little thing. I can do that thing right there. And so this a lot of times the way we approach the Bible. And it is all these things. It is a historical record. It is a story. There are those parts in the Bible where we go, oh, that's cool. Like Pinterest. I like that kind of thing. I can, apply that in my life. It is all those things. But it's so much more than that. Here's the thing. The Bible is a daily guide for us in how we're supposed to live our lives. Now, I'll illustrate it this way. When the first time I ever went over to Catalina in a private boat, I went with a friend of mine in his boat. And so we took his boat over, and Brenda was all freaked out about me going. And she's like, call the harbor master and make sure it's safe and all this stuff. And so we head out, and we launch there in San Pedro and go outside the break wall. And most of the time when you go over to Catalina, you can't see the island, and that's the way it was this day. And I subsequently, this trip was so awesome, I ended up, getting my own boat and going over there as much as I could. But this was the first time I'd ever gone over. We're outside the break wall. We're like, okay, now what? Because we can't see the island. And my buddy Dave's like, well, I got a GPS. So, okay, cool. So we take it out of the package. We didn't know how to operate it. We didn't know how to operate this GPS. And so there we are. I have this navigational aid that's going to tell me exactly where we are and exactly where we need to go and exactly how to get there. But this is the first time I've ever taken it out of the package. I have no idea how this thing operates. See where I'm going with this? The Bible is your navigational aid. And a lot of times, while we have it, we don't recognize it. For whatever reason, we see it as a history book or a book of maybe some good principles, but we don't see it as the navigational aid for our lives.